So let's hop right into it. I'm going to be sharing exactly the 4 steps that I use to prospect, and I hate door-to-door sales. So as you'll notice in this course, even door-to-door sales are almost inevitable. We've got to get out there immediately and start making some money. And in order to do that, we've got to go get in the trenches. So I do this in a way that is welcoming. I literally have restaurant owners making meals for me many times when we're sitting down to pitch, and it's all about warming them in the right way. And so in my Grow Your Agency course, I'm very transparent, and I give all the resources you need to get your feet on the turf, start making those first sales, all of it, all the scripts, all the everything. And so I'm going to share a piece of that today with you. I'm going to share exactly the 4 steps that I take. Okay, so let's hop right into this video. Welcome to Understanding the Journey. How are you going to grow your agency using the services inside of BoomerangMe? Well, it very first starts with getting in front of your prospects, being able to pitch your services in a format that does not feel salesy. You don't have that slam the door in your face experience. And instead, the business owner is actually opening the door for you and welcoming you in. So how do we get it so that we can get that and build that type of a relationship with area business owners so that we can actually have an opportunity, very warm opportunity to sit down with them and share all the value that we can offer them using the BoomerangMe services. So that's what we are first going to concentrate on, because everything else doesn't matter if you cannot sell it and have this meeting. So understanding the journey is vitally important. So let's just talk about this blatantly. Door-to-door sales sucks. Some of you may be extremely gifted at this. And even if you are gifted at it, I wonder if you secretly hate it too. I am incredibly introverted. I know my voice does not sound like I'm incredibly introverted, but I most certainly am. And so the idea of door-to-door sales, going and walking in and asking for an opportunity to share how I can help that business, it's terrifying to me. It's incredibly difficult. You're going to receive so many objections and immediate objections. Plus the opportunity to actually, the odds of you walking in there and having that business owner be present, I guess it kind of depends on the niche there, but you're typically dealing with gatekeepers of some type that you're going to have to get through them first, get them to then get that business owner attention and bring them to you. Or you're going to have to really charm them a little bit in order for them to give you the business owner's contact information, right? So there's always this extra added barrier that we want to avoid right away. And if you do get the business owner, as soon as they see you, they're going to know, especially the way that you're asking to speak with them, they're going to know right away that you're there to sell them something. And I don't know about you, but when I get a phone call that I don't know who it is on the other line, my walls immediately go up. You are going to receive a different person answering the phone than the voice you are currently enjoying right now. My walls are up, right? I know somebody is about to pitch to me and I don't want to hear it. It's not the convenient time for me most of the time. I don't want that interruption in my day. Well, they're going to feel the same exact way when you're knocking on the door and you're just walking in asking to speak with them. So it's very difficult, though, then to get that guard down. You're immediately starting with a barrier between yourself and somebody that you want to grow a strong relationship with. So some people are incredibly gifted at that door-to-door experience. This path I'm about to take you on will certainly help those people even further. But if you are not a door-to-door salesy natural person, then what I'm about to teach you is going to rock your world, because you can completely avoid this situation. And in fact, I will go to someone to pitch them, and I will actually be having the door opened for me before I even get there. Sometimes, especially with the women, being a woman, I will receive hugs. I will, meals, things will be laid out for me because we're actually sitting down together to have a conversation. So it's completely different feeling. I hate door-to-door sales, and that is not what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you how to avoid it. So I'm going to lay this out pretty plainly. Exactly the method that I use is right here on the screen. So in order to land local business clients for your agency, I highly recommend these 4 steps. And these 4 steps is exactly what we're going to talk about in this class. So it's really important that you do watch this short video to the end, because when you go through each of the videos for each of these areas, it's going to connect the dots for you so you know exactly why you're taking the action and why you're using the resources that I'm going to be including so that you can take that immediate action. So the first one is creating your dating profile. So notice here that I'm using a dating reference, because when you're dating, now I am well outside of the dating experience. It's been over 22 years since I've had to think about dating. I know that it's changed quite a bit since then. Everything is online or digital now. So I'm going to use this digital dating profile as a common, kind of area to draw a picture, because It's very similar to dating. Like you see somebody that you want to grow a relationship with, right? So you see a prospect and you want to have a business relationship with them. Well, just like that with dating, you see a pretty lady across the bar, wherever you are, and you want to build a relationship with them from cold. You don't know them yet. So that is the path that we're going to take here. So we're going to take you from creating your dating profile, right? Creating a friendly social media page, something very easy and transparent. You can get to know someone else, they can get to know you just through having a dating profile. Then we want to kind of narrow that pool down a little bit, right? We don't want to date everybody in the pool. We want to know who should we swipe right and who should we swipe left with. We want to ask the right prospects out on a date. Then next, we're going to talk about our first date, having that date with our prospects and actually building that relationship with the restaurant owner. How do we go about doing that? Because we still have not pitched to them. We haven't proposed marriage to them yet. And that last step then is proposing marriage. We would never spot somebody in a bar or at a sporting event that we thought was attractive, walk right up to them and expect a long-term relationship. No, that's not going to work. We need to warm them up. We have to create a relationship. We have to let them know that, hey, we're not some sleazy person, right? We need to build that bond with them, and then we can ask for that long-term relationship. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about and learn. So first, with creating your dating profile, when you are creating a social media platform, this really allows you to have an easy access to gaining direct contact with the business owner. It's a tool. It's a tool that you're going to be learning how to use very, very strategically. And things that we're going to cover when we're discussing this is, what social media page should you use? How should you set that social media page up? Like the different areas that you need to make sure you're including. How do I get it launched, right? We need to get fast action. We need to get it launched right away. How do I get immediate followers? Because you do need to show, even when we're getting first started, that we do at least have some interest. There are some people there. This is a real page. And how do I make my page look active even when I'm just getting started? So those are the steps that we're going to go through together. There it goes. Okay, then we're going to go to the next step. Once our social media page is up and running, we need to learn how to swipe right or left if you need to, right? We need to figure out who is our good prospects and who is really not worth our valuable time to go after. So we're going to answer questions like, where do I find prospects? How do I know if a business is a good prospect or not? What tools should I use to organize my prospecting outreach? I'm going to share some paid tools that I like and also some free tools that I like and have used in the past. How should I reach out to my prospects? What should I say when I reach out? We're going to go through an exact script that I use every single time. I have narrowed down what works and what does not work. And I'm going to share exactly what works. I'm also going to share with you the mistakes I've made and things that I've said in the past, the embarrassing things that I've said in the past that really does not work. And we're going to talk about those so that you can avoid doing those. And then what should I say when talking with the business owner? So maybe you get them on the phone, because you will. And what should you say? How should you handle that? Then it's time for your first date. We've scheduled this event where we're actually going to be meeting with the restaurant owner face to face. Well, how should you ask specifically for that first date? We're going to go through that and make sure that's included in your script. How do you get those businesses to ask you out on that first date? That's a game changer, right? When they start to reach out to you instead of you having to do all the work. And how can I make sure that the business owners actually will meet me there at the business? We're going to go over that. What equipment do you need? What apps or software should you use for editing the video content? What do you record when you get there? How do what do you say on the videos? How do you increase your reach without paying for ads? And there's a whole bunch more, but that was about all that would fit on my list. So we're going to go through a lot of those steps so that when you're ready for that first date, you're 100% ready and you're very, very feeling confident. Then now you've gone out on this first date and we've started to cultivate a relationship. So notice here that we've moved them down a sales funnel essentially, right? We created our dating profile and our pool is really big, right? We're going to weed out, we're going to swipe right and left right here before we actually get on a date with somebody, when we're actually featuring them on our social media page. And then it's time to propose marriage. A long-term relationship is ready, right? We've warmed them quite a bit. So things we're going to learn how to do when it's time to propose marriage is, how do I ask for the pitch meeting? How do I start the conversation so it doesn't feel salesy, especially start salesy, not a good way to start? What equipment do I need to present my valuable resources? What should I include in my pitch? How should I present my reviews and my different case studies? How should I present my value stack and my pricing at the end of that pitch? I picked this picture right here very, very strategically. And the reason I chose this is the exact sitting position that I sit with restaurant owners when I'm proposing marriage, right? When I'm sitting there and I'm sharing with them the ways that I can help their business be successful. We are literally sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Many times, the restaurant owner, in my case, because I pursue restaurants primarily, many times that business owner has actually invited me in a time that the restaurant is closed. Many times we're sharing drinks together. Sometimes I've had full-fledged lunches prepared for me as soon as I've walked in. I've had appetizers where we're just sitting there snacking, and I've had other times where they're making me margaritas. Like, it is a friendly atmosphere, and we're literally sitting there like two friends because we've gone through this process and have actually cultivated an actual relationship before I've ever talked about what it is that I'm doing. And that change there is what gives me the edge when I actually am presenting, you know, how I'm going to help them. And I'm actually telling them, my pricing and all that. It's very warm, very casual. And it is actually a fun experience. And it's just warm. It's great. I come home with a little high. I love it. And they're actually eager to see what it is that I do and how I can help them. So that puts my guard down as well, right? When we're walking in and we're full of all those nerves and somebody is welcoming you in instead of hesitant to have you sit with them, it completely changes that dynamic and that experience between both of you. And you can actually relax. There's no icky sales types feelings. And they're happy to give you their time and attention for the 20, 30 minutes that you need to share with them. So that's what we're going to go through and learn. Now you know the steps. I hope you have found this video to be insightful and helpful and valuable to you. I know your time is important. I always enjoy a valuable video versus one that I leave with more questions than I started. So hopefully this has answered some questions about my prospecting journey and how I warm up my potential customers. And I encourage you to do something similar. Find a way that can really warm up your prospects before you ever pitch to them, because in doing so, what's going to happen is you're going to have a much higher conversion rate. You're also going to have a much better time. And we're all going to be entrepreneurs, so we enjoy our lives, right? So enjoy your job. This is a very fun way for me to reach out to potential customers, and the customers themselves only have positive things to say as well. So it's fun. I hope you're having fun with it as well. And I will see you guys later.